let everything load up, including the world and including my stream manager, before I start getting into a bunch of talking. I am losing my voice slightly today, but it'll be alright. This time I actually prepared ahead. Oh, is it gonna show up on stream manager? Maybe. Maybe. Perhaps. Okay, it's up on stream manager. Okay, so, this time I actually thought ahead and remembered to tire the dog out some before we started streaming. So hopefully that'll help a little with the interruptions, although I imagine it won't help a bunch because she is pretty hyper in general, but hopefully the fact that I got her to run around a little will help her be a little easier to manage today. She loves chasing after like the little cat laser toy, so I got that out for a while and let her run around, and then when can I sleep? And then I gave her some attention and some love, and hopefully that'll help her stay calm and relaxed for this a little bit more, rather than being as immediately irritating as she usually is. We definitely have to get a lot of levels recovered, which means we have to do a lot of trades, I think, especially since we can probably buy the enchantment, the XP bottles from the cleric soon if we buy a few other things from him and sell him some rotten flesh and stuff. I'm really debating using that diamond sword that we have that's enchanted without having mending on it, and then just getting mending as soon as possible for it. But I'm not sure. Just because it has looting, and it would be a really good sword to have for getting some more supplies. I also think today I am going to go try to find the stronghold, just for sake of knowing where it is and getting some loot from it. I don't really think we're obviously going to go to the nether, or not to the nether, to the end at any point in time soon, but I would like to at least know where it is and keep a record of where it is. I have to test some theories for that though. I have to make sure that I have a way to reliably get back home and such. And we'll also have to move this horse over to the horse barn if we're going far away, so that if it breaks free of the leads, it's not going to be roaming everywhere and lost. I can actually probably do that now real quick since we have a saddle over here. Welcome. No worries at all. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I understand life gets pretty hectic. Where was this horse from? I think it was just a new horse that we tamed, so I think you can just go in with all the brown horses. I think that makes sense. I'm alright. I'm doing my best. I hope that things get a little better for you soon, because that's definitely not a definitive answer of doing alright, but I also won't pressure anyone to talk about things, so. Haha. I was gonna say, let's get a double wool off of this creature, because it was already starting to eat. So yeah, I gotta figure out if a compass will lead me back home, and I also am gonna go buy some stuff from the villagers, I think, and sell some stuff to them before I leave. But I need to sleep, and it won't let me sleep. I understand. That's really sucky. I've been through that. It's a really uncomfortable position to be in. I hope that it's a little easier to recover. Let's take these. Let's take this. We can use I really need more sand to condense more of the It isn't childish. I have a bunch of stuffed animals as well. I actually bought myself one for my birthday, so if I can buy myself a stuffed animal for my 20th birthday, I think you're fine. I actually did buy another stuffed animal for my collection off of Build-A-Bear that I was really excited about for my 20th birthday, because I didn't get much for presents or like celebrations or stuff, so I just like bought myself it and was like, this is my celebration. I actually can talk about mine as well, just because I can. I have, put this way, I have, I'm trying to remember all of them and in order. The first one that I got of the collection that I have right now, I think, was the EV Build-A-Bear. No, it's fine. I'm used to it. Thank you, though. The first one I got in my collection was an EV Build-A-Bear that I got quite a few years ago. I think I was like 17 or 16. It was my first time ever going to Build-A-Bear. And then I got... and then I have, I don't remember the order of everything else, but then I have a toothless one that I got fairly recently. I have the Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever the name is. Again, I don't know Star Wars. I'm very uneducated about Star Wars, but I liked the stuffed animal from Build-A-Bear of it, so I got it. I have a Minecraft Bee one. I have the one I just got for my birthday was an Oogie Boogie one from Nightmare Before Christmas, because I absolutely love it, and that was the best Nightmare Before Christmas one they had at Build-A-Bear. I don't remember the rest off the top of my head. I have a little, they're all kind of like hidden in a box in my closet right now, sadly, because my dog would absolutely tear them up. But yeah, you are totally welcome to love stuffed animals at like every age. Stuffed animals are pure joy, and that is a good thing. Anyone wants to say otherwise, they can shut up. Like, genuinely. It's so dumb to put cringy labels on things when they're literally just things that give people joy. Why didn't the stupid rain go away when I slept? I don't want the rain. There's some extra wheat that we can trade off. But yeah, I have to trade a bunch of the villagers. But yeah, in my opinion, stuffed animals are very good comfort, especially in cases like panic attacks and stuff like that. It's really good to have something that feels comforting that you can focus on. You're doing really good by self-regulating, which is something that even a lot of adults that I know don't know how to do, so. And by adults, I mean like adults well older than me, because I guess technically I'm an adult. But I mean people that I consider adults. Self-regulating, it's kind of the practice of being able to figure out your own system of finding a better balance, and also being able to come back from situations of extreme stress like panic attacks. For example, being able to know like, hey, this item comforts me and this will help me feel a little better after having a major panic attack or major event, and being able to like seek that out instead of for example spiraling, or in cases of like when someone has an explosive anger episode, and instead of like a form of regulation would be comforting and calming themselves down, but a form of not so healthy dealing with it would be taking that anger out on a lot of people over a longer point of time, just because you started being angry and you have to continue being angry. Those are just examples that I have from personal experience. But yeah, self-regulation is really important and it's really helpful, but a lot of people don't quite pick up on those patterns or on how to keep up with it because of just like not knowing themselves or not knowing what's going on. I can't even say I do self-regulation that well. I do know some of the ways to soothe myself and calm down from situations, but it's not always that easy, and it's not always something I can keep up with. Granted, nothing about mental health is often easy, but where is... Yeah, I think that's all that I have for trades right now. Let's go trade with the villagers, even though it's raining and they might be hiding from me. Oh, there's a wandering trader. What does he have? Hello? He has the mangrove whatever, but I already have those. And he has moss. Yeah, really nothing that's actually useful. The cleric is at his station. I think I'm gonna buy pearls to level him up, just because pearls are useful in general anyways. And we have quite a bit of excess emeralds to be able to buy it, and then we can buy a bunch of these. Because that'll give us some XP. Let's actually just sell some. Yeah, I definitely understand that. I get, when I'm overstimulated, I get really bothered by, like, absolutely everything, and it's so exhausting. Last night I was having, actually last night in particular, I was having one of those moments because, it was too warm in the house, and because as much as it is cold out right now, our house stays very warm because of all of the people that are our neighbors will have, like, their heat already on. So heat shares across between the two places, and just like the amount of warmth that there was, and the fact that it wasn't cooling down fast enough sent me into overload, and I was sitting there like absolutely ticked off, and I actually frustrated my partner because I did not want anything to do with him because I was so overwhelmed. And he was like, what did I do wrong? And I was like, you didn't, I don't, But yeah. I definitely get that. It happens to the best of us. Well, that's a little better XP. I need you. I need you. Okay, now let's go to this guy. What else do we have to trade? Nothing really. Do we have enough for another wool trade? Okay, we got all of that. We can probably buy some more arrows off of Fletcher. And sell some of our sticks in return. Thank you. It's not weird, it's alright. There was another viewer early on that I had that would always comment about my voice and say that like it was really calming, or that it was like ASMR or whatever. I don't mind. I need to... I wanted to buy some more things off the cleric, but he walked away. I think he's off somewhere else. No, he's right here. I walked right by him. That's why he was looking at me funny. Actually, I don't need anything else because he won't sell me more. Okay. Let's put away the excess. It's good, I'm glad that I could be of assistance. Let me put this stuff away. I'm a bit tired today, more than normal, partially because my meds aren't kicking in yet, and partially just, it's one of those Mondays. Of course, it was really hot last night when I was trying to sleep, but now that I'm, like, awake and trying to function, it cooled off quite considerably, and it's actually kind of cold in here, and I'm a little frustrated, because it's, like, never-ending of a argument of, like, is it warm, is it cold, what's it gonna be, who knows? Let's make a couple more of these, just in case. Now, I wanted to make a compass and see if the compass would be what would be able to lead me back home if I lose my way. I think, or is it just going to point to world spawn? I think it's just going to point to world spawn, which sucks. Yeah, it's just going to point to world spawn, so it's useless. That depends on the situation for me. One of my biggest things that helps is like specific sensory input. So for me, I really like to have music as a regulatory system, because a lot of my music comforts me, and also is like, I know what to expect in a way. It's weird because to a lot of people it doesn't make sense, because you're like, oh, I'm overwhelmed from all these sounds and feelings, and I want to put loud music in my ears to make me more overwhelmed, you know? But it's not actually more overwhelming for me usually. Sometimes it definitely is, but for the most part it usually isn't actually more overwhelming to have music on. It actually comforts me and calms me down, because it's more so something predictable that I know the input of, and also like singing or like moving along to music is a stim for me that helps me calm down. Otherwise, I really like to just kind of find a place that feels safe and stay there. So if I'm out and about and I'm overstimulated, I really want to go home, and if I'm overstimulated at home, I usually prefer to be either in my room or to like spend time with my dog or my cat or something like that. I don't know of other ones, honestly, because music is usually my biggest one, and when music doesn't work, I like panic even more. It's hard to kind of find something consistent that works, so having my noise cancelling headphones actually work has been like what I bank on most of the time. I just put on my big headphones and I just try to like drown everything out in music pretty heavily. Let's get some armor on for this trip. Do we have any decent armor? Not really, but this works. Good enough. We can take our bow in case we need it. Otherwise, we should be good. Although, in case we find diamonds, we should probably bring a fortune pickaxe. I really need to repair it, honestly. Yeah, a lot of people will think most things are weird, but I don't know. I think anything that isn't harming someone else that comforts you is perfectly fine. I really don't see why it's such a big deal for it to be something specific, or to be something that like makes sense to other people, because it's not really about what other people think, it's about what makes you feel better. It should be good. Why is it like permanently raining in this world today? Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to go on a boat trip, aren't we? Do I have a boat to use? I think I do on the island. Actually, it might just be over here on this island. But yeah, things that comfort people are always really different for everyone, so it's weird to be like, oh, it has to be a certain way. It's just whatever makes you feel better and happy, or calmed, or whatever it may be that you need at the time. And actually, I shouldn't be killing animals because I need the inventory space for whatever we loot from the stronghold, but oh well. I need some of this for trades as well. I guess we should mob hunt over here more often. They spawn pretty easily and frequently, it seems. I didn't realize that was 2 chickens. Okay, we gotta check for the stronghold now. That we have some area to look around on. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. We had a conversation about that last time. Yeah, I know quite a bit about it. It's one of the things that that happens with my... Wow, I cannot, like, actually use English today. One of the things that happens involuntarily with my borderline personality disorder is actually age regression. So I was also working on finding a way to cope with the involuntary regression and a way to voluntarily regress when I'm stressed, through therapy and through time and practice. It's definitely not something that I think is weird at all. I think people get the very wrong idea of what it is. Honestly, because of the fact that there are other subsets of regression used in, like, kink and things like that, but which isn't regression, it's age play, but still subsets of similar quality, or not similar quality, similar experiences, I guess, used in kink, and then people think that all of it is involved in kink, or that kink is some inherently awful thing, so it becomes a big mess of judgments and all kinds of crap. Why did my phone go off? That corpse jumped way off. I was trying to get to the other pig. And I need to get to this coal. Well, I don't need to, but I want to. I think I can use my fortune on it. Oh, it's only 3 pieces, so oh well. Wasn't that useful to use my fortune on it. The eye vendor went this way, so we gotta go this way. I really should have gotten a boat. Yeah, age regression, voluntarily or involuntarily, can be a subset of a lot of different disorders, and generally it actually can help with a ton of different struggles. Voluntary regression is just like anyone can do it, anyone can find comfort in it type of thing. Involuntary is like a subset of a few different disorders that it happens with. This is a big ruined portal. This thing's giant. Why is it so big? It can be a lot of different things when it comes to regression. This thing's huge. I could take all this obsidian and make an actual portal out of it pretty easily. I won't, because I don't need one, but I could. I should have brought a bed so I could sleep while I was traveling. But yeah, the reason I mentioned my personality disorder was that the reason that I usually end up progressing is involuntary, not really in my control. But plenty of people regress voluntarily as a way of helping with things, and plenty of people just regress in life in general. It's especially common for most cases of trauma or a lot of different anxiety cases as well. I just want to find the stronghold. Although, actually, I'm realizing I didn't need to bring a bed because I can just shear sheep on my way over. That's enough for a bed. It's probably in one of these, like, little areas of mines. It's a little laggy now that I'm traveling, but that's partially because of the rain and partially because I'm opening or making it load new world area. Still this way? Okay. This is quite a ways from home. Sometimes we get lucky and it's closer to home, but it's definitely not close to home in this one. Is there lava here? Yeah, I was gonna say there's too well lit of an area there to not have some lava. This is a weird, like, mountainscape. Turtle. I'm actually gonna kill this one, sadly, because I need the... Oh, it just drops that. I was thinking it dropped the scale scoot stuff. And because it's far away from home, it doesn't matter if I kill one. Hello, turtle. I feel bad for killing your friend. Have some seagrass. Do I still have to go this way? Wow. The heck? This is the trip that'll never end. I don't even know how I'll get back home. I don't think I wrote down my chords. Actually, I might have because of that time that we died and couldn't find the house. I might have the chords written down somewhere. Pigs. I should have brought a map and started a new map out in this direction so I could fill it. Oh well. Hindsight is always better. I need a flat space to sleep in because it's getting to the time where I can sleep. It's definitely lagging the further I get from home. We have like half full of an inventory already and we haven't even traveled that far or found the stronghold yet. It's not the best sign, but that's fine. I don't know why the Minecraft audio won't play in my headphones today. Because I don't hear anything in my headphones as far as the music and the rain sounds. I can hear my walking sounds. Okay. Still this way? Jeez. That one's probably gonna break. Nope, alright. Understandable. Most people that discover some form of age regression will try to regress voluntarily as well at times because it helps. Because usually when people involuntarily regress, it's in times of like super stress or anxiety or things like that. So being able to like actually do it of your own will when you're not just plain stressed out can help with life in general and help with understanding it a little more. What is that over there? Another village? We are not going to make it to the stronghold with enough empty inventory space. The stronghold's actually probably underneath this village, given it's usually underneath villages. What the heck? Pretty cat. I have done a lot of pretty intense research on mental health conditions for a very long time because I've been struggling especially intensely for the last few years. So I was learning about borderline and about a lot of other different conditions. Oh, this is cool. It's a little stable in the village. I love that. I didn't know villages had their own little, like, horse stable. That's so cool. I wish I could, like, actually copy this into the village we have. Nixie, relax. I was doing a lot of pretty intense research at the time because of the struggles that I was dealing with and because I really needed to find out what was going on to find help. So it really was kind of a lot of different things I ended up across, which ended up in a loophole of everything else. The original concept was borderline personality disorder, and then I was looking into like autism and other conditions that often overlap or have similar symptoms, and then looking into a bunch of different symptoms and different presentations of the symptoms. I don't really need this. And then learning about like how borderline can be easily confused with things like ADHD, depending on the presentation, and so on. But as a short term of it, it is an extremely intense disorder where a lot of your emotions are like really high or really low or no in between, with a lot of black and white thinking, a lot of things like self-sabotage in relationships, persistent feelings of emptiness, not having a sense of self at all, a bunch of other things. There's technically 9 diagnostic criteria, including some of those things I said, and you have to consistently have at least, where am I? I'm like going in circles. You have to consistently have at least 5 out of 9 of the symptoms on a long-term basis to be able to be considered for diagnosis. These are such cool houses. Why didn't I find these houses in the one I was looking at to in the one that I was looking at to blueprint. Yeah, it's usually a trauma-based disorder. A lot of doctors actually won't deal with or don't want to deal with diagnosing it simply because of the fact that it is really intense and there's not actually a very linear way to treat it. It's more so a matter of learning a lot of coping skills and learning a lot of different methods of therapy over time to be able to work through it. And even then, it's a permanent condition. You can get into remission by qualification, but you can't actually ever fully recover because it will always be a part of your brain. And to get into remission, you have to do years of pretty intense work and also be still constantly working on remission while you're in remission. So it's a fun little mess, but that's what I thought. It's probably under this village, isn't it? Really? Did it have to land? Okay. But yeah, it's a trauma-based disorder for the most part. The main reason that it was formative for me was growing up in split households with a lot of trauma on either side of the households, partially being a narcissistic parent and partially being a just tumultuous household that was always changing and always having different things going on. But a lot of cases of borderline, and the other reason that I ended up on it was because a lot of cases of borderline overlap with a lot of cases of autism, because autism has a pretty high prevalency of other trauma-based disorders, considering being autistic in modern society is pretty traumatic, especially if you don't have the right accommodations that someone should have, and especially in the case of like kids being bullied and things like that. It can be pretty traumatic to grow up autistic without having the right resources or the right knowledge of what you are and what you're going through. So a lot of autistic people end up with a subset of trauma disorders, PTSD, CPTSD, dissociative identity disorder, various other forms of trauma, and borderline is a trauma disorder, so a lot of cases of borderline and autism overlapping. The thing is that researchers are trying to say that the cases of borderline and autism overlapping means that they are both the same thing, or that one's being misdiagnosed for the other, which can be the case in some pieces, but it's not actually an overall case, in my opinion and in my research. I think it's more so just such an overwhelming overlap because of the fact that it is, like I said, like, it's traumatizing to be autistic in a non-autism based society, especially without knowing that you're autistic. So a lot of times you end up with specific trauma from that, which turns into a trauma disorder like borderline. But then researchers are like, no, that just means that people are not actually borderline or not actually autistic, and it's like, that's not how that works. But understandably, researchers are always a mess, so. Borderline personality disorder isn't as scary as it seems, for one. For two, if it is something that you're concerned about, and I'm not one to be like, go to a doctor, it is something that you kind of have to talk to, like, with a professional, because learning about it yourself really sucks. And there are obviously cases of, like, when you start researching into it, you start, like, forming your entire existence to make sense to the diagnosis, instead of just the case where, like, a doctor is looking at it from an outside point of view and able to think of it, like, without changing anything about you, because a lot of things, especially given that it's a trauma disorder, a lot of people with trauma will be like, trying to, especially autistic people, will try to like morph themselves into different things over time, and if you start learning too much about one thing, you can end up taking on the habits of it without realizing it even more, and it becomes a whole mess. I'm not saying like, I don't know, I'm not saying that it means that someone would lie about it. I'm saying that it gets really confusing to try to like work with different ideas of what's going on when you're trying to work through it all on your own. But that's just my opinion from being someone that's been going through it on my own for a really long time. I'm taking your bed. Sorry, I need to sleep. You'll be happy when you're not attacked by mobs in the morning. I didn't want them to attack that poor villager. And also, generally, borderline personality disorder isn't diagnosed in people under 18 unless it's extremely severe, just because, or not officially diagnosed in people under 18 for the most part, because of the fact that, A, your brain isn't usually fully formed by then, and B, personality disorders are a pretty intense diagnosis, and a lot of borderline symptoms can mimic some symptoms of, like, development, given that teenagers deal with a lot of different tumultuous feelings. But, I don't know, it depends on each area as to when it's diagnosed or how commonly it's diagnosed, because it really depends on the doctor and, like, their experience. Like, for example, my doctor and I, that when we first started talking about it, my therapist and I, when we first started talking about it, went through it and came to the conclusion, but obviously she can't officially diagnose anything. And then my doctor and I were talking about it on my first visit, and she said that for now she would rather put it on the back burner and learn about it little by little than put it on my chart, because she doesn't like to put that severe of a diagnosis on someone she just met and be like, yep, have fun, because that's just her personal preference in treating people. So it's different everywhere. I want to find the stronghold, but I don't think I have enough of a pickaxe durability to find the stronghold. Oop, this is just water. I think we're probably gonna go home, because at least we know we can go find the village to find the stronghold type of thing. I kind of want to kill off this golem, but I feel like it's kind of cruel to kill off the villager's only survival method. There's also baby cats running around everywhere. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. That did not work to plan. That did not work to plan. Oh shoot. We are gonna die. No, he's gonna die. Haha, we won. Sorry, villagers. Ay. This just turned into a collect a bunch of food to trade with the villagers at home trip, I guess. I don't even know how to get back home. Excuse me. Where did we come from? We came from the other side of the village, I think. Hi, puppy dog. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Borderline, really. It's really annoyingly complicated to determine and deal with. And there's a lot of different, like, experiences depending on what the situation is and depending on what subset of borderline you have as well, because different subsets have different expressions of it. Learning about it was exhausting, so trying to repeat what I learned is a little difficult. I don't know if I can use this to get home, because I know I came from this direction. So I'm thinking maybe if I go roundabout I can get back home. Hi puppy dog, what are you doing? There's a ruined portal. That's one we didn't run into. We found quite a few ruined portals today. Yes, I know I can take the gold block, I just don't really want to. I think we traveled like over 1,000 blocks away from home, so it's gonna take a minute to get back. But I think this is the general direction of the right chords. Hopefully. Oop. Very laggy. Yeah, this is the general direction because I remember that lava. Maybe this will go the right way? I don't know. I should also have inventory space to collect the flowers, honestly, but I don't. Like the cornflowers that I like to use. Cow. There's the giant ruin portal that we found originally. More than one cow. More cows. I am very low on leather, so I would gladly take cows. Okay, back to the boat, back to the boat, back to the boat. That's good. I'm glad that you're able to feel a little better. It takes a while to come down from extreme events like that. I know most of my situations of panic or panic attacks have not been entirely nice to refocus from and find balance again after. Where am I going? How do I get out of here? Turtles! There's a village. Do I know this village? I don't think I know this village. Is this another? Oh no, that's not a village. That's my stables. I'm home. I was thinking that was a village. That's my stables. We're home. We made it. We survived. We're home. Why is it just endlessly raining, though? It's quite bothersome. It's like, here, you just can't get anything except fun. Put those in there, I guess. I don't know. Put this way. I thought that's where my obsidian was. I guess not. Is it in here? Yeah. No. Where is my obsidian? Oh, well, it's going in there. I probably used all of it, honestly. We got quite a bit of raw meat to trade with the villager, that's for sure. And a lot of hay bales to make into wheat to trade as well. I just need this stupid rain to end. Ow, that does not feel nice. Why is it still raining? It doesn't have like cheats on, so I can't just turn the rain off, and I definitely didn't just turn the rain on. I don't know why it's just endlessly raining today. It just wants to purposely try to lag the hell out of the PlayStation, I guess. What? What was that, sigh, puppy dog? You fine? You want love? Come here. Come here, bug guys. Hi. Hello. 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 I don't need kisses. I don't need kisses. Hello. You want love? Why is there an enderman in my farm? In the rain. He's not getting damaged. Is the rain just a visual glitch? Because he's not getting damaged. He's teleporting around, but he's not getting damaged. Is the rain a visual glitch? Because he should be taking damage right now if it was raining. And he's not. Is my game just straight up visual glitching out and telling me that it's raining when it's not? I should probably exit and rejoin. Because that's concerning. That's, like, not how that's supposed to work at all. He's not taking any damage ticks, which means it's not raining for him. I figured the rain seemed like it was lasting a little too long. I'm gonna exit and rejoin this world because I think it's a little glitched. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's do it this way. Save and quit. Hi, puppy. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? Give it a minute and then rejoin. Because it was still raining, but it wasn't raining for the actual weather. I figured that rain was lasting a little too long. What are you doing, puppy dog? It's 2 o'clock. I have up to an hour to stream. I don't think I'll be streaming on the extra day, at least for tomorrow, because I think tomorrow I have to go do some chores and do some errands somehow with the dog, which is going to be interesting. Wednesday I'll be streaming, Friday I'll be streaming, as far as I know. Yeah, it wasn't raining, it was lying to me. How rude. Excuse me. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Thursday, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is for the rest of my week right now. Today, I have to do a crap ton of work, but I can't do it with the dog here, really. Or with the dog here on my own. She doesn't tend to listen. So... Although I might stop stream a little early and try to at least get something done, because it might help a little. Nixie, get out of there. No. Hey. No. No. Cow. Baby cow. How do I find my butchers? They're somewhere around here. I know it. We have to finish off this village, but for now I'm using it as trades, and that's it. This guy still isn't leveled up, or even close to leveling up. I love when you hold emeralds and they just start showing you things. It's funny. There's another one that trades for wheat, I think. No, this guy's my potato guy. He doesn't trade for wheat. Okay, well, I'll transfer some of it back into... Where did I put my crafting table? I'll put it back into hay bales. Nixie. Sometimes, dog, I swear to goodness. Good girl. Weird lag spikes. Actually, these are gonna go in the chest in here. I didn't even realize that it's Halloween today. I just remembered again. Everyone's probably having some Halloween plans and stuff. Or already had their Halloween plans on the weekend. I don't know. I don't know what people do nowadays. I didn't really have any plans for Halloween. Mainly because I don't have many plans for most things, but just been having a normal weekend and a normal day, I guess. We didn't do as much on the weekend as I was supposed to, because he decided to go elsewhere on Sunday. I don't know how it changed from, like, it being my weekend to him going somewhere, but you know, that's what usually happens. And then Saturday was fixing up my rig, which my rig is finally almost fully ready for winter. Pretty much fully ready for winter. There's just a couple minor things that came up when we were doing other things that I have to check on or get done or get the parts for. But they're not super big jobs, and they're definitely nothing compared to what we had to do that day. It took like 5 hours, 6 hours of work with 3 people. but that's because we weren't really rushing, and it was just kind of everyone was doing something else on it type of thing. And because we had one hiccup in the job that ended up taking a little longer than it was supposed to, but overall it went okay. Could have been worse, could have been better. And now everything's at least done that I wanted to get done initially, so that I can get focused on, and so it'll be safe, and it would have been safe anyways for the winter time, but so that it'll be particularly ready for the winter and hopefully get me in a little less trouble with the landlords, because hopefully it won't be leaking anymore. Because our landlords are a little finicky about vehicles leaking in the parking lot of any sort. They were like sending us passive-aggressive messages to everyone that like any vehicles that are leaking need to be removed from the lot immediately, and it's like, what do you expect? It's a 1995 vehicle. It's really not going to be in pristine condition to not have a drip here or there. Granted, it normally is in mostly good enough condition to not have a leak going, but I had like 3 different leaks going. Actually 4 different leaks going, and we fixed one, and then we just fixed 2 of the others. Or hopefully fixed 2 of the others. We definitely fixed one, and then hopefully fixed the other one. And then the last one is fixable. It just is another project that I have to do on a different day because I didn't have the time that day. But yeah, the main big leaks that are actually like leaving any residue on the parking lot are taken care of, or will be taken care of. The reason I keep saying might be is because one of the leaks is from a really difficult job to do of an oil seal, and because it's not a job that's particularly easy to do, the way to try to do it, or try to get it to fix itself at least, was using some oil treatment that'll help lubricate the seal and hopefully make the seal make better contact. Because otherwise I have to take apart a lot of things to do that job. So hopefully by putting in the oil treatment, it'll make it so that that leak will slow, if not stop, and then I won't have to do that really difficult job. That's the theory, at least. But whether it's the actual practice or not depends on the vehicle and depends on the oil treatment. But the oil treatment's in my system, so it should work a little bit. The main leak that was probably bothering them the most, as far as the original one and the other one we just fixed, have both been dealt with, because one was a oil leak from my oil pressure sensor, which we replaced, and the other was a coolant leak from my thermostat, which I just fixed this weekend. So, all in all, it's a lot better condition than it was, and should be doing a lot better. But that depends on how well the treatment stuff works. Wow, that was not what I meant to do. My trigger got a little funky there. I know, excuses, but it actually was what happened. That was a fail. In my defense, that time he moved. But we all know I'm not good with a bow. Clearly. I never claimed to be good with a bow, at least. Can't say I lied. Damn XP keeps fixing it and making it glitch out. I gotta hurry up and break this sword so I don't have it break while I'm in the middle of an important fight. But it doesn't want to break because it has a working 3. Not what I meant to do. I really don't want to kill this many creepers. If I get any sand, I'll have an endless supply of TNT. That was a blatant miss. Let me retrieve my arrow and then I'll deal with you. There we go. I don't want to deal with this creeper. The Enderman spawned right in front of where I was looking. Screw it. Die. This won't end nicely. Mans does too much damage. I didn't even get an ender pearl for that. That was rude. Hi, puppy dog. No, it's not time. No. You know when you go out and it's not now. No. Get off the back of the couch, puppy dog. No. I said no. Not happening. With how much mob spawn, I probably could actually get a mob spawner working of the old school style that I use. Because if I light up the ground, it should transfer this many mobs up to the mob spawner. In theory. No, the puppy dog is not in danger or hurting. She's just insisting on going out sooner than she's supposed to, and she's mad at me over it. Because she's a bossy butt. But she's fine, and she will go out soon, but she's not allowed to until it's time, and she knows it. And she does fine with that schedule, she just wants to push her limits. because, again, she thinks that if she whines enough, she'll get her way. By simply bossing me around. But that's not how this is supposed to work, and giving into it actually does the opposite of being helpful. Since it teaches her that, hey, she can just whine whenever she wants to go out, which is not actually helpful for her well-being when it comes to when we're gone or when she's home alone or anything like that, which isn't a stage that she has, but whenever she gets to the stage of being home alone or being when we're gone, she has to be on a routine so that she can know when she's going out and so that she doesn't go to the bathroom in the house or anything like that. Nixie, come here. Don't tear things up because you're mad. I think we can start getting rid of the spider's eyes, to be honest. I don't think we need any of them, and we have over stacks of them. And she found her squeaky toy. No. Are you kidding me? I didn't even hear him start to blow up. I was almost at level 32. The audio's all messed up, and all I heard was this stupid, Stop it, Nixie. Stop! You don't need to yell in my ear, and you're not getting your way. All I heard was the, music, not the actual blow-up. Stop standing on my feet, it doesn't feel nice. You don't need to be a bossy butt and a jerk to get your way. That's not how it works. Well, so much for being almost level 30 again. Oh well, that's okay. No, Nixie. It also doesn't help that I was being actively stepped on by an annoying puppy dog. No, I said. No. I'm gonna throw the spider's eyes because I don't need them. No. No. We have this argument every day, especially on Mondays, because she doesn't have the same schedule on the weekends as she does during the week. So she likes to be particularly hard to transition between the two. She thinks that if she pretends she doesn't know because of the weekend, she'll get it sooner, but that's not how it works, and that's not how it's going to work. It's weird because I don't like being like this in charge of something, of a situation, or like this, like telling something no constantly, so it's not exactly easy to keep up with the routine on Mondays, but I have to, otherwise we'll run into even more issues. Both now and in the future as far as issues. Because now she settles down and realizes that she has to wait a bit longer. 40 minutes, to be precise. I did at least finish one more book this weekend. When he left for the day, I took out a book and then I read the whole thing. So, because because he was gone for like 7 hours, 6 hours, something like that, and then when he came back I just kept reading anyways, so I finished a book at least, which is nice for the reading goals for the year. I don't know what else to update on. Oh shoot, I might actually not be able to do the things I was gonna do as far as going out and doing errands because tomorrow is my appointment. Ugh, it's a whole mess. But yeah, either way, I'm not streaming tomorrow because I have counseling, which I forgot exists until now. So I have to be on the phone for that for an hour. And I wouldn't really be able to stream before it in time, I don't think. Let's make these into the full mountains to save some space. I don't know why the rain is so persistent. Like, we got a couple bits of time without it, and then it's back again. Let's go buy some XP bottles from the villager, if we can. That might help get us a little bit back to normal. We have almost a stack of blocks, so I'm fine losing some to this. Hey, hello, I have emeralds, thank you. That's at least level 13. Everyone's racing into bed, I think. We had such a good streak of not dying, and then we've died like twice in a row again. That's how it usually is. You get good for a while, and then you end up screwing it up somehow. And by you, I mean me, but, you know. We need a better system for sugarcane to have better sugarcane supply. For now, this is okay, but long term, it probably won't be that useful. I don't know why the audio is so bugged today. Like I said, I didn't even hear that creeper start to explode, which granted is on me for not knowing that, but I didn't even hear that creeper explode. Even when he fully exploded, I just suddenly had a dead screen. I didn't even have, like, the explosion noise, which was weird. Normally you get at least a little bit of, like, an explosion noise or something. Hopefully at least this rain won't be the never-ending rain like last time. It'll probably just be normal rain, I think. I imagine when I have my follow-up, like halfway through this month, I will have a different formulation of meds or a different dosage, because my meds definitely pick and choose when to activate and when to not activate. So there's something that's not quite right formulation-wise. Or dosage or medication-wise. Oh, the other news is that Lucy is finally scheduled to be fixed. It's going to be a ways away, but she is scheduled in to be fixed, so that we can have her stop spraying in the house, hopefully. And just in general, she's almost 2 years old, she should be fixed. If she weren't spraying in the house, I really wouldn't bother getting her fixed, but the problem is that she is spraying in the house, so hopefully getting her fixed will help that. Otherwise I really wouldn't get her fixed, because I don't really see a point in doing it. If she's an indoor only and only cat, I wouldn't really need to get her fixed, sort of thing. But because of the fact that she is peeing everywhere, she kind of has to be fixed. Like, it took that choice out of my hands a bit on it, because we can't just let her pee in an apartment and make a mess of everything, because we will get kicked out. Considering this doesn't take the durability of the hoe, I wonder if the fortune actually works. I guess it does. Like, I think I get quite a bit more than I normally would, but I don't know. I haven't exactly made an actual experiment to test it. It definitely looks like more drops when they're dropping. Yeah, we've been back and forth with the shelter to get her into the spay and neuter clinic, because of the fact that getting her into a vet for it would be hundreds of dollars, versus the spay and neuter clinic is under $100. So we've been trying to get back and forth with them, trying to get her scheduled, but they are pretty bad at actually replying to phone calls, and they book out pretty far pretty quickly. So by the time I finally got a hold of them, which was like this weekend, they finally called me back after I called them a couple weeks ago with no response. I finally got a hold of them this weekend, and of course they really booked out, so the closest that we could get her in is all the way in the end of December. But at least we have an answer as to when we can get her in, instead of just not knowing or not having anything scheduled, so it's a start. We'll have more information about it when the time gets closer. They're sending paperwork out in the mail before every clinic, so that they make sure that cats are like properly prepped to be put under anesthesia and everything, sort of thing. Because obviously they have to have the preparation ahead of time to be able to be put under anesthesia, or else it's not safe. Same thing with people. But it's just a like all day thing, so we bring her and then we come get her again at the we bring her and then we leave her there for the day, and we come get her again later on. which I'm sure is going to kind of suck for her, and I feel bad because it'll be pretty stressful. We'll also have to figure out a way to keep her safe and under less stress afterwards, which we still have to plan out because we don't know what we'll do, like, because she can't, like, jump a lot and stuff like that for the first couple days, and all of her food stuff is up high so that the dog can't get at it. And obviously we don't want her in close contact with the dog immediately after because the dog's a little rough on her. So hopefully there's like a way we can set it up that she can be out of the way and be safe. I'm thinking probably I'll have to like section off either the bathroom or the top of the stairs hallway or the second bedroom or something where she can be on her own and safe and away from the dog. But I'm not sure how I'd be able to set it up for her. But we have time to figure it out at least so that we can make sure it's like an actual plan that is going to work instead of just throwing something together last minute for her that might not work out well. And of course my mom was like, oh, we could, like jokingly obviously because she didn't want to cause any stress to the animals, but she was joking that if Lou wasn't getting fixed, or like if I didn't want to fix Lou, we could have kittens with the half Maine Coon cats, to have some kittens to either keep or sell, or to like have some more orange cats because the cats that my mom has are orange and white and orange. And she was like, oh, we could feed them because they're male and she's a female, but we'd have to wait for the kids to get bigger, obviously. And she was like, and then she's like, oh, well, you have to fix Lou, and I was like, yeah, we really can't wait on that. She's not, if it was my own house, maybe I'd, like, try to find a solution better, but the only real solution when it's not my house and we have to keep taking care of it well is to be able to fix her, so. And I don't really think I would honestly breed her just because of the fact that she is really small of a cat, and like her mom was similarly small and she looked atrocious when she was pregnant. She was like this big basketball of a cat and roly-poly everywhere. So, I don't know. What do you have? Nothing useful again. Let's go see if we can get some mobs to spawn on the platform over here like we were for peaceful mobs to kill. I don't know. I definitely have to really try to focus tonight, which is going to be rough. I have to write all of those 12,000 words that I haven't written yet because they're due, absolutely due today. And that's my big monthly income. So I really have to get that done because otherwise it won't get paid tomorrow. I also have to order some courses today. Because my mom was helping pay for some of my, so because I'm not doing college education right now, or like can't afford to, my mom's been like saying that she'll basically invest into my learning in small portions whenever she can, which is mainly a online courses website that I use, that I get some courses from once in a while when they're on sale, and I'm working my way through those, which is mainly focused on things that I like as far as niche things like witchy concepts and that sort of learning. So they have another sale today where 3 of the courses are pretty much half the, you can get 3 courses for half the price of 1, basically. Like the courses are normally $120 or so, $130, and you can get 3 for $60 right now. They do ridiculous sales like this once in a while, but they're doing it through to the end of the month, which is the end of today. And mom ended up paying for 3 for me, but she just paid me the money and said that I could pick it out because she didn't know what ones I would want in particular. I don't even know what ones I want in particular. So I have to go through and look into those. There's a bunch of ones that I have on like my wish list on it that I was thinking about. A lot of them have to do with like animal training and animal communication. And then there's some that are in the witchy strain of things, and there's some that are to do with like childhood education and things like that. So I have to pick out 3 later and get those ordered so that I get the sale in time. I guess someone that isn't me would probably like just keep the money and be like, now I have $60 more to use. But I don't know. I like courses in general for 1, and for 2 it's kind of rude to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna take the money and run with it essentially. Especially when I have my monthly income coming in soon enough anyways. That's more than that, so it's not the end of the world. I'm definitely tight on money, but I'm not tight enough to really bother keeping that just to use for something else. Plus, if I did that, I would likely never get funded for any classes ever again, because she's really specific about, like, this needs to be used for courses. I'm trying to, like, fund your learning. So I'm ignoring the dog riffing because she's just riffing at small noises, and if I tell her to quiet, she usually just gets worse because she thinks it's something important. My point proven because she just calmed down anyways. I have actually like 3 courses already bought that I got for Christmas, I think, that are sitting on my account not being used because I haven't actually like looked into them and finished the setup and everything. Excuse me. I haven't like actually looked into them and finished the setup and everything, and started using them because I haven't had the time to sit down and like actually delve into a topic of research. The time that I do have to sit down and do that is usually what I spend reading or something. So, especially because when I do get into them, I want to take notes and stuff so I don't have to constantly go back to them if I ever want to look back at what I learned and stuff. Luckily, they're forever access, so like I can do it whenever. They're not gonna ever expire, but... And like, my point of, I could go back to them if I ever want to learn more about it or don't remember something, I could just reopen the course, but I would rather have the notes because I like to have the notes for things. I don't know why my phone went off. Probably my mother. I think she's supposed to make Halloween something that I'm supposed to pick up, but... I have to check that because she messaged me twice. I think she expects me to go get the Halloween stuff today, and I don't think I can. Because I have to get that work done, because I haven't done any of it. I'll probably end up staying up pretty late trying to do work, which I'm sure he'll be pissy about, but I really could care less, because I really need the money. And I mean, the money is going back into the house anyways, so it's really not something anyone can complain about. I think right now that money will be going back into a couch, because I finally have close to enough for that, and I think that's the next priority since we already have it scheduled for when Lou's gonna be fixed. I don't know if I'll like get the couch now and just like keep waterproof covers on it and hope that she doesn't pee on it, but it's really bothering me that this couch is still here that smells like pee, so I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'll just switch it out ahead of time before she gets fixed and hope that we can like keep it clean from waterproof covers and stuff in the meantime, or hope that she doesn't pee on it at all in the meantime, because I don't think she's been peeing as much as she was originally. We haven't smelled it or found it as much, I think, but he's also been better at keeping up with her litter box and stuff, so I don't know. Like, she's had a perfectly clean litter box and still peed somewhere, so it's not just a litter box thing. I wish it was just a litter box thing and we didn't have to get her fixed for it, but... And it's only ever when she's in heat, so it's definitely something to do with, like, getting her fixed and getting that solved, but... she hasn't done it nearly as much, I don't think, unless she found a place where, like, we don't smell it or find it at all, which is also possible. But luckily she hasn't really peed on the carpet. Like, half of our apartment is carpet, and I was really worried she'd just start peeing on the carpet, which is really hard to clean up and, like, keep from smelling. But she's only really done it once, maybe twice, I think, that we've found. And we were able to clean it up pretty immediately, so it didn't create a smell or a stain or anything like that that would cause an issue. I'm pretty much resigned to the fact that we're going to have the carpet replaced when we move out, because they're probably going to nitpick about it and say, oh, you need the carpet replaced, just because they want to keep the security deposit instead of giving it back to us. So I'm kind of resigned to the fact that that's pretty likely it would happen, but I still try to take care of it as best I can anyways. We're probably going to have to get her another cat scratch post for the upstairs, because she does sometimes try to use the carpet as a cat scratch post instead, because it's the same texture. We usually catch her and tell her not to, but it doesn't always help, because she still at least starts to here and there. But there's only so much you can be particularly perfect about anyways when it comes to cat ownership or pet ownership in general. Like, you can't be perfect about everything or keep everything absolutely clean, but it's not our house, so we have to try our best to, since it is a rental apartment. Okay, let's get back home. We got quite a bit of stuff we can trade with the villagers. We got back over a stack worth of leather, which is nice, because we use most of our leather on books and trades. Let's go fight some mobs. I'm going to try to do mostly melee instead of ranged, because we have a very small supply of arrows. Either that or do a bunch of ranged on skellies and then have our supplies back. Not a fan of creepers. And zombies are good because we can get rotten flesh. Not baby zombies. I cannot stand baby zombies. Luckily, it only takes a crit and one shot to get the creepers, so we can mostly kill them in one go if we're paying attention to them enough. That was a failed crit. I mostly want skellies, I think, to get some arrows, so we don't have to use just melee this whole time. That's some nice lag. That was some really nice lag. I was quite scared that creeper would just lag to right in front of me and kill me. With how much it's lagging off online, I really don't feel like fighting that Enderman. He definitely wants to fight me, though. He keeps teleporting right in my face. Oh, there's more than one, that's why. I was like, nothing's spawning, what the heck? Weirdly enough, I think that creepers are actually nice to kill right now in melee. It's nice to just two-shot them. A little intimidating though. You don't time it fast enough, they will explode in your face. Of course he moves. That spider wanted to combo me like crazy. I apologize for the weird rubber noise. That's the dog next to me chewing on a toy. Hopefully we made up for some of our arrows, given that we've killed quite a few skeletons in one-on-one. Come here, zombies. What is it with baby zombies? We've got a rider and a regular. Wow, that was a blatant miss. I need to eat food, I'm low. We're getting good XP this time, though. I need all these zombies. We hit level 25 just in the nick of time. Let's get these zombies. Oh, he's just going down in the water, alright. Almost a stack of rotten flesh, not bad. Over 5 levels, really decent. Way too many extra bows, not good. We're gonna have to go discard of those in the cavernous pit. And what enchantment is it? Just power 1? Yeah, these are all gonna go in the pit. There we go. Honestly, the feathers are going in the pit just because I don't feel like bringing them back to the chest. Why? I don't know. It is about time for me to get off, though. Maybe I can try to distract the dog long enough to start getting some work done in the half hour before he gets home, after I get off. Whether I'll be able to focus for that long or not, or for that period in time or not, I don't know. What's annoying with being a writer for work is that my brain only really wants to write in certain times and certain topics, and I can't just pick and choose what I write for. I mean, to some extent I can, but I can't just like pick and choose what I write entirely. It does still have to have some parameters. So I picked the ones that would be the easiest out of the list of options I had, but they aren't necessarily going to be easy in general because it's not easy to just write on random topics all the time. I think most of the articles I have for today are on the topic of like homeschool and then like spirituality and stuff. There is one person that I really like to write for because that I could write for anytime. She has a lot of witchy topics that she hires me for, but she doesn't hire me right now because she's going through a lot of health issues right now and she has to focus on that. So anyways, done with my ramble. Yeah, I think this is where I'll get off for today. I apologize for the kind of short stream. Normally I try to make it to 2 hours, but we're a little under that today. Thank you guys for joining me for Mental Health Monday. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I will see you guys again on Wednesday, probably for some more Minecraft, but thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye.